But listen, these are street cars. So like there's sacrifices made on the drag racing side to keep this car street worthy. Like at what point is it real? I mean, it's just this whole conversation. So the purpose of us talking about it this morning is to try and kind of lay some of it to bed a little bit, but then also because I'm ready to move on with life. But I think a better question would be when are we going to see big events like Rocky Mountain Sick Week, Hot Rod Drag Week begin to offer like an eighth mile class only? And if they did, would we see some more big names and really fast cars come in? Because you take a guy like Ron Rhodes that races eighth mile only in X275 or Pro 275, I can't remember which, I think it's X275. Would that guy bring a car in that could run 370s, 380s consistently if he only had to run the eighth mile? But because guys, welcome to the Drag Driver Pete News presented by Summit Racing. Big shout out to Harris. He actually stepped up and is having a booth at PRI. He's going to be over in the green hall at booth 7216. And he sent me a list of guests he has. Dude, stacked, bro. Like big name across the industry. What's cool about Harris's deal is kind of like you with Motorsports Paparazzi. He couldn't cover everything. You know, here at Drag Driver Pete, we're focused on the drag and drive stuff, but over there, dude, it's all the stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Terry Scott here, local, like I said, local to me here. He did drive his stick shift Galaxy today. I see that thing driving around town all the time. He definitely drives it. It's I love that thing.
Oh yeah, and
Mr. Tom Bagley in here.
What up? Appreciate him stopping by this morning, and then the patriarch, Mr. White, right here in here this morning, saying morning, boys. Appreciate him stopping by.
Yes, sir. And Jeff.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's jump into some stuff. You guys saw a sneak peek just a second ago, but Michael Westberg got a new motor coming over from Ace Racing Engines for the Camaro.
Ooh, heck yeah.
Billet block. Did you hear me? Billet block.
Yep.
It's water ports in the head. No, it's what do you call it? He said solid block wet head for his drag and drive setup. This thing gonna be bad. You'll remember last year this car ran 4.0s the first time it went out.
Right.
Look, Street Week Sweden has 2 good tracks, and then the rest of the time it's like airports and stuff like that. So this is it's gonna be badass, dude. It's gonna be badass.
He hasn't been back to the States since he got this car, right?
Not racing. He's been back several times over here vacationing and stuff like that, but not racing. So I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Said Ken said he was chatting with Michael in Sweden and he is very excited. Oh, dude, I hope so. Who knows what this thing's gonna make?
Right. That engine there probably costs more than everything that's sitting in my garage right now.
Shh, don't say that. Yeah, all that stuff you have in the garage is very expensive too. Your wife needs to know that if something ever happens and she has to sell it, she has to call.
This next topic here has been the thing that's been popping off for the last few weeks now, and that is our 8th mile conversation.
Man, I mean, look, I think people are ready to fist fight, dude. So
right,
it was crazy. So Scott Thompson went over and like made a post on his own page, and this is kind of where this comment comes from. Obviously, I like that we're chasing quarter mile records, and look, the overall record is going to fall into the 5s at Sick Week. That's what's going to happen. There's so many cars that are coming that are capable that it's going to happen. And I love that, right? This whole conversation started with Devin, who is a 8th mile racer. And you guys have to keep in mind, and one thing, I don't think Brian edited it to include us talking about drag and drive racers, which has, I mean, obviously IHRA going to 8th mile has everybody fired up. A lot of the older gentlemen that have raced for a long time, you know, quarter mile's the only way to go, blah, blah, blah. If you're scared, blah, blah, blah. But listen, these are street cars. So like there's sacrifices made on the drag racing side to keep this car street worthy. Like at what point is it real? I mean, it's just this whole conversation. So the purpose of us talking about it this morning is to try and kind of lay some of it to bed a little bit, but then also because I'm ready to move on with life. But I think a better question would be when are we going to see big events like Rocky Mountain Sick Week, Hot Rod Drag Week begin to offer like an 8th mile class only? And if they did, would we see some more big names and really fast cars come in? Because you take a guy like Ron Rhodes that races 8th mile only in X275 or Pro 275. I can't remember which. I think it's X275. Would that guy bring a car in that could run 370s, 380s consistently if he only had to run the 8th mile? But because he only races 8th mile, typically with the X275, is he like, oh, man, I'm going to bring a slower car and enjoy my time? So again, just how does the sport grow to that next level? Like, how do we get up to that next level? That was my thought. Like, is an open conversation with me and you, obviously, and the people in the chat, and what will end up being the folks in the world, when will we begin to see events offer an 8th mile class, alongside a quarter mile class?
Yeah. And this made me think of a good question for you and for us. How, if that were to happen, how would that change our world championship points? Because right now we only allow 1/8 mile event in there.
Yeah.
So then we would have to change kind of our rule sets on that as well. But is it the right call?
Well, and I think it goes back to that. That's a great question, and I had not really thought in depth about that, because let's be honest, if you've got a 750 car, because that's kind of the number we were talking about in the videos, was like 750 and quicker goes to 8th mile. Those cars can only run 8th mile. But if it's a choice, oh well, I hope we have that problem, to be honest with you. I hope we do. I hope we have that. That's a problem that we have in 2027. It's not going to be in 2026 for sure, but maybe in 2027. I hope that's a problem we have.
Yep, and we'll adapt as we go through. It's that's what we say with the rules that we put in place. When things need to be updated, we will. But it definitely would change kind of the structure of that as well. But it would be interesting to see, if that happens, who would choose to run that. Especially a lot of those unlimited cars. Are they gonna do an 8th mile?
Yeah, and how would you? I don't know. It's really it's a great topic, and I didn't mean for it to bring so much hate, but it has, which, man, blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Is it hate or is it controversy?
Dude, some of it's hate. Have you read the comments?
I haven't read them all, but some of them.
There's some people that are not nice.
Well, it's the internet. You can say whatever you want without getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah, and what's great is when you reply back and they don't come back and argue. They don't try. It's just like, I just wanted to be mean for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. Anyways, all right, moving on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago, when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
Yep, Doug here in the Nasty 88 Orange Mustang. He asked in our Race Car Friends group, he said, "Hey guys, I would like to know how many people use balancing beads in the front tires, or should I use tape weights?" So this was another good post with lots of conversation within there as well.
Yeah, he messaged me and I said, I have no idea. Like, dude, no idea. And so I said, man, please ask in the group, because there's a lot smarter people in there. Like David Yurkowitz, that I've got him in my car for fronts and the street rears. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Again, not something that I know anything about. My camera doesn't have any kind of weights needed in it, so
no balancing beads on the camera. Maybe you need some.
Devin reaction time? Maybe. Devin Vanderhoof said, I run them in the rear tires for race and street as well.
Yep. And then Mike Chenoweth said front and rear here in that twin turbo Charger, Roadrunner, something like that. Big improvement and no worries about losing a wheel weight or a tire spinning on the wheel causing balance issues. Thought that was pretty cool analogy.
Yeah. And then Rick Steinke, I use them on my drag week car. Current tires are up to like 12,000 miles and 700 8-second passes at this point. How cool is that, though?
Dude, bro, come on now. That dude's going to be down there, little gangsters, 530 stuff going on. It's going to be bad to the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was interesting. I didn't really even know this was a thing before this post.
Yeah, so I knew about them, and it made sense because there's a lot of times if you guys watch like the Mickey Thompson trailer, Jason's over there they're having to break the tires down and move them around the rim a little bit, trying if something's way off a lot. So, at events, if you figured out what weight you needed, like let's say you needed, I don't know what, a 10 ounces or something, that's probably too much, 10 grams, whatever. And you just threw that in there, would it balance itself? And I would think so. But somebody did say that the struggle is got to be moving that tire for those beads to move around and get where they need to be. So as you launch, that's not going to help. But generally, I would think by the time you get to 60 or 100 feet, which is the problem you're really having, that's where your shake is, the beads would help kind of counteract that a little bit. So great question, man, Doug. Thank you for asking that over there. Learned a lot myself, just like Ken said here, never heard of it. More to learn. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All righty, dude. Carl Scott, big name in drag and drive. I don't know if y'all know who this dude is. The first winner of Hot Rod Drag Week, bringing the Nova back to drag and drive. Now, if you guys remember, the Honey Badger won the first drag week. He built the tribute car after wrecking that one, or not a tribute car, but a similar car. It's going back together. This new car is going back together. Going to have a blower on it, like what he's always run. I think it's like an 8.3 liter blower or something. It's the biggest blower Whipple makes. It's going to be in this car, so it's going to be badass. He says he's coming back for drag and drive. So I've been trying. He lives in Kansas or northern Oklahoma or something. I've been trying to talk him into coming to the circuit 2026 with that car, as a shakedown.
Bring it on.
Yeah, please bring it on. So Carl, if you're listening, let's go, buddy. Hey, everybody over in the chat, tell Carl, come on, we want to see him at the circuit 2026. And he's been racing. Well, I think he's been cruising. He's been making passes in these two wagons at SICK events. He did 6 Smokies in the multicolored 57 wagon, and then he did 666 in the big long roof, whatever that is there on the left. So bring it on.
Yeah.
Tell us this next deal.
So Steve Trance messaged us and said the Mustang is now at Dustin's house, so he can do some testing ahead of 2026 events. So they just didn't have the chance to make the test passes to be prepared for the limited passes they got at Drag Week, which we talked a bunch about. But since the Mustang is at Dustin's, Steve has the twin turbo F-150 in Florida, which is also pretty awesome.
Yeah, Steve's going to be beating up on people down there in Florida with the truck. He didn't drive the Mustang much, I don't think, on the street, but I think he's going to drive this truck quite a bit. Twin turbo Coyote setup, truck runs super quick. Tom Bagley here says, I've seen beads in tires on a buddy's truck in Florida. Couldn't get the wheels to balance. The beads in the tires sorted it right out. That's awesome. And hey, Bucket List Mob in here saying, good morning, fellas. Man, I can't wait to hang out with them at PRI as well. Another great brand that is focused on some drag and drive stuff and just living their best life, man.
Yeah, listen, I wore my Bucket List Mob shirt to work on Friday, and definitely got a few comments on that they liked. What does it say?
7 days a week. And Sunday isn't one of them. Yeah.
Yep. That shirt. Every time I wear it, I get comments on that. So people love it. So definitely appreciate Bucket List Mob for the shirt, because I always get attention when I wear that. People love it.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, people can sense when stuff is high class, and Bucket List Mob is definitely high class stuff.
You got it.
All right. Well, big shout out to Howard's. Thanks to them for sponsoring the community segment here on the news. I think this is probably one of my favorite things, because we have it's just stuff from everywhere in the drag and drive community. It's just all over the place. We can talk about whatever we want here. So thanks to Howard's for doing that.
Yep. And
guys, I just want to say thanks for being our race car friend. You guys are awesome. We appreciate all the stuff you do. We got some big stuff coming for you in 2026 that will be released at PRI. I'm excited about that. And thank you so much to our sponsors. We've had some great conversations with current sponsors and potential future sponsors leading up to our time at PRI and stuff like that. That seems to be a great opportunity to just talk to some potential sponsors and kind of cement some new stuff with all the stuff we have available now. It's a great time to get involved with Drag Driver Pete. Anyways, if you're doing some shopping, which I know everybody is going to be doing shopping this week, you're probably already shopping. Your other screen while you're sitting here is probably on looking at car parts. So while you're doing that, hit up Summit Racing, Deech Works. They've got a huge sale going on right now. Both of those folks, actually, Molly Motorsport, Driven Racing Oil, who we have a discount code with both Deech Works and Driven. So make sure you're using code DDR10 when you're on their sites. Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products. You know you need suspension pieces. You know you do. Don't lie. Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classified.